At the 62nd Annual General Conference of the Nigerian Bar Association, which held in Lagos recently, the achievements of the Lagos State government and administration of Governor Sanwo-Olu were showcased. Governor Sanwo-Olu was present as guest of honor alongside the Vice President, His Excellency Dr. Kashim Shettima, with the theme, Pressing Forward, a National Posture for Rebuilding Nigeria. Sessions of the conference held at the Eko Hotel and Suites, as well as the Tafawa Balewa Square, both in Lagos Island.
Basic parameters for security, macroeconomic and social stability, and the enabling environment for future dynamism and growth of our country. Once agreed, these parameters and policies should be institutionalized or enshrined in law, or even be made part of our constitution, not to be tampered with, except perhaps through a national referendum involving the entire country and society. My convictions on Nigeria's need for a social contract were reinforced recently when I was in Peru on an official visit. Looking at the country as a Nigerian, I was struck by the mismatch between its politics and its economic performance. Politics in Peru has been and is extremely messy and toxic. The country has had 6 presidents in the past 7 years. The current president took office amid violent protests after her predecessor was arrested and jailed for attempting to dissolve Congress and rule by decree. The government and opposition are constantly at each other's throats, with regular impeachment proceedings and frequent social unrest. You would think that a country with such messy politics would be an economic laggard at best, or economic disaster at worst. But to my shock, when I looked at the numbers, it was not. I mentioned earlier how Peru's per capita GDP is now almost 5 times higher than ours, even though we were roughly even in the 1980s. Let me say here that trust will be a prerequisite for any social contract for rebuilding Nigeria, meeting our economic development challenges and building a brighter future for the rising generations of young people. All political parties, all ethnic groups will have to honor this contract, no matter who is in government. The importance of trust in our country, given its size and diversity, has been clear since day one. Even before independence, in his first speech as Prime Minister in 1957, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa said, and I quote, "The peoples of Nigeria must be united to enable this country to play a full part in shaping the destiny of mankind. It is the duty of all of us to work for unity and encourage members of all our communities to live together in peace and harmony. The way to do this is to create understanding, mutual respect, and trust." Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude by saying that what I just laid out before you is not rocket science. Some of what we need to implement as part of the social contract has been done in past administrations, as I mentioned earlier, and some of it is being implemented in this present administration. But we cannot approach the social contract in a piecemeal fashion, a bit here and a bit there. It must be approached holistically, systematically, and consistently in order for it to work. All political parties and politicians, all Nigerians must agree that these elements we identify and others to be added as forming the social contract must be respected by all who govern, no matter their politics, for the good of those they govern. You, the NBA, the biggest gathering of lawyers in the world, the largest, most influential civil society organization in Nigeria, you bear a heavy responsibility to advocate for and ensure that this social contract comes about. My question to you is, are you ready?
The outgoing NBA president, but it's now your own job. How do we take this forward so that it's not just a talk shop? How do we ensure that all the numbers and all the suggestions that she had laid for this evening is not just another talk shop? How do we ensure that all of us in this room have a role to play. Back in the green room before she came, she said to me, Mr. Governor, it's nice to see you again. By the way, I still pay my tax. She's 70-year-old and she lives in 2 countries and she still pays her tax. I did not need to ask her. She volunteered and said to me that she still pays her tax. The question I ask you this evening is not me eating the tax, but it's you paying the tax and paying the adequate tax that you meant to be. And as legal practitioners, how well are you also positioning and telling your clients to do the same? And like you have said, let us transparently also put accountability out there. The Attorney General has just won a celebrated case in which local government autonomy and giving them what they required has been decided by the Supreme Court. Lagos State, for once, is one of the states that for 5 years I have not touched 1 kobo of local government money. And so for us, it's not just that we're reacting to what the Supreme Court has done. It's because we are ready. We want to stand, be accounted, and be seen as being ready. But we don't want to be the one that is ready. We want every state in the country to be ready. We want every tribe in the nation to be ready. We want every profession in the nation to be ready. We want every man, woman, young or old to be ready. Because it's only when all of us are ready that Nigeria is ready. It's only when all of us are ready that what Auntie Ngozi had said to us this evening becomes a social contract that indeed we can truly, really take home.
As legal practitioners can learn from this, remind ourselves of the noble call upon us to provide guidance to the people in protecting their rights and advancing the cause of our nation, to remain focused, resolute, and fix our gaze on the lofty goals of this call, which only the legal profession is privileged to undertake. This unique dual responsibility of legal practitioners, either serving on the bench or at the bar, was succinctly encapsulated in the immortal words of Sir Christopher Alexander Sapara Williams, the first Nigerian to be called to the English bar, who said, "The legal practitioner lives for the direction of his people and for the advancement of the cause of his country." This privilege, no doubt, comes with corresponding responsibilities, which bring to mind another equally immortal words by the legendary jurist, Sir Adetokunbo Ademola, Chief Justice of Nigeria, actually the first indigenous Chief Justice of Nigeria, who noted that the respect in which the bar in any country is held is the best indicator of the freedom in that country. Only you and I, walking on the street and seeing people either discuss or conduct themselves in a certain manner, can recognize that there is injustice going on there and immediately begin to think of what remedy could be available should such a matter be presented to you, either as a member of the bar or one serving on the bench. It is only to us that the Latin maxim, ubi jus ibi remedium, makes meaning. Where there is an injury, there must be a remedy. That is a privilege that you and I uniquely enjoy, and it comes with responsibility.
The State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, during his welcome address at the AGC, said the presentations, which covered climate change, healthcare, infrastructure development, land management in Lagos, as well as emergency management and security, were designed to use the opportunity of the gathering of lawyers to tell them there are much more that the state is doing than what they are seeing. Also speaking at the event, the State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tunji Bello, highlighted the efforts of the government to tackle flooding in the state. The conference, as referenced by the governor, is a call to action for us all to contribute to the rebuilding of Nigeria, focusing on justice, equity, and a brighter future for everyone.
Lagos, we just don't want to be a big elephant. We want to be an elephant that works. We want to be an elephant that is efficient, that is effective, that people can indeed rely on.
Welcome to Lagos, a city full of opportunities and energy. With its growing population and modern infrastructure, Lagos is poised for significant economic growth. This dynamic environment creates a wealth of opportunities for businesses and investors, eager to capitalize on the city's expanding market. So why should you invest in Lagos?
I think people should invest in Lagos because it's one of the most dynamic regions and states in all of Africa.
Lagos leads in promoting the ease of doing business by meeting international standards and qualifying for global initiatives. Ongoing reforms enhance transparency, streamline processes, and create a pro-investment environment, making Lagos ideal for business.
I think that what sets Lagos apart from every other city is the fact that you can come there with nothing and in no time have built an economic livelihood out of the city.
The digital transformation in Lagos has effectively cut through bureaucracy, creating fast and efficient business processes. Combined with our business-friendly policies, Lagos has become a top choice for investors seeking a supportive and streamlined environment.
You should invest in Lagos because Lagos is secure. You should invest in Lagos because Lagos has a dynamic, forward-looking government that is going to hold your hand and make sure your investment stays safe.
In just 5 years, Lagos GDP has increased by 50%, showcasing our economic strength and resilience. This rapid growth opens numerous investment opportunities, making Lagos a prime location for business ventures.
This is the commercial center of Nigeria, so it's very important for you to be part of that success story. You should invest in Lagos.
The investment prospects in Lagos span key sectors like transportation, tourism, health insurance, and waterways. Our ambitious development plans are turning Lagos into Nigeria's commercial hub, attracting diverse investments.
Lagos is the epicenter of investment opportunities, from tech investments, financial services, in terms of human capital.
In all the cities of the world, there's no city that stands out like Lagos.
Lagos is the land of creativity. There's nothing like Lagos when it comes to creativity. Invest in Lagos, the land of creativity.
Investing in Lagos means tapping into a vibrant and diverse economy. Strategic investments across sectors guarantee sustainable growth and endless possibilities, making Lagos the perfect place to invest.
Let us see Lagos as a small Africa where all of us can see as home, can come, work and play.